What's up, fuckers? I'm here with the hardcore hip-hop artist Vanilla Ice. Vanilla Ice is going to be playing here at the Metropol in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. How you doing, Ice?
Doing all right, my brother.
Yeah. First thing I want to say was congratulations on your new album, Hard to Swallow. It's one of the best fusion music CDs that's on the scene out there right now. And is the title of your new album a description of your new style to everyone?
Absolutely, you know, just because of that stigma that I have attached to me, you know, starting all over again and everything with that stigma, it's kind of hard to swallow for people to grasp, you know, what I'm doing now, but it's real, and that's it, you know, you can either accept it or not. That's it, you know.
Definitely.
It's all about the music. It's not about an image. It's not about anything else other than the music.
Definitely all about the music, man. The music's great. And it seems like it's hard to be a heavy hip-hop band nowadays because right away, you know, you're considered a Korn clone. And how do you feel about that?
That's kind of a joke because I've been asked, like, who's your influence, you know, for the heavy side? And I can't think of anybody. And, you know, I didn't even know Korn until I was halfway through with this record. No offense, but I really didn't listen to that music. I grew up listening to, like, Egyptian Lover. I was a breakdancer, you know. And I had more, my influence growing up was like Parliament, Funkadelic, Rick James, you know, Zapp, Roger Troutman, who just recently got killed by his brother. But, you know, what happened was with this music, it was not intended. Ross is the guy who produced the record. He produced Korn. So that's another reason why people are going to label it that way because, you know, Ross has got his sound. And it's
like he's nursing, he's helping you bring out the inner emotions.
Well, no, what happened was I just went up to Indigo Ranch, and we had no idea what we were going to come up with, and I started writing lyrics, and a lot of the lyrics that I was writing, you know, contained a lot of anger, a lot of anxiety, stress, depression, all the good stuff, you know. But it's unfortunate that that's what left a kind of a stain in my brain over the past 10 years, so he had a way of matching the intensity that I was delivering with the band, so it came out really emotional. So he caught a rare emotional moment, you know, on tape, and that's what Hard to Swallow is. Like I said, we had no idea what to expect.
Yeah, it's just magazines, man. See, I really like this type of music, and I get all the magazines that are associated with it. And, you know, man, it's just like people say, oh, it's a Korn clone. It just gets on my nerves every time I see it. It makes me so mad and shit. I was going to ask you, what's the song that you performed that just brings out all that anger?
Well, a song called ADD. Yeah, that brings out a lot of it. I would have to say Scars. You know, deals with a lot of family thing. I don't perform it every night because I get in a really like emotional mood on stage.
That's one of mine, man. I can relate to that song a lot because talking about how you had a fatherless childhood. Well, same here, you know.
Right. It's you know, it's hard for me to. It was hard for me to write it. I mean, when I was writing it, I was in tears, and when I did it, you know, I didn't even want to do it after I heard it because I didn't even like listening to it. And Ross says, "No, dude, you need to listen to it and get it out of your system, you know, and let yourself be free." And it's true, and you know, I feel free, but I tap into that moment when I'm on stage, so I'm kind of reliving it. Some nights I do it, some nights I just don't feel like doing it because I don't feel like getting so emotional.
Definitely. Your drums and guitars are the cutting edge of fusion music today. Was it hard to incorporate the raps and growls with them?
No, not really. Like I said, when we got together, you know, it was an emotional. It's kind of like a symphony. You have a symphony that's like doing a score for a movie or something, and they're watching the movie and they're building on the exciting parts, you know, and then they're calming it down for the mellow parts and stuff. So that's basically, you know, the symphony was
all flows together real evenly.
Flowed around, you know, my intensity I was delivering with the vocals. So I mean, it was a very intense thing. The whole way we recorded the record, we would sit around, you know, for a month and a half at the top of this mountain. We didn't go down. We had caterers and everything, and really get to know each other, you know. And it's unique because I got two bass players. Most bands don't really have that. Two bass players, two guitar players, a drummer, and a DJ on top of that. So there's 8 of us up there on stage, and when we got together, man, we just clicked. I mean, you could just feel the energy between all of us. And Ross is over there throwing, you know, guitars and stuff against the wall, getting everybody to just feed off of his energy, man. He's got a way about that, but he's really a super nice guy, man. He's really kind, and if you meet him, you'd be like, this is Ross? I thought you were like this hardcore dude, man. I mean, he's really mellow, really calm, and really sweet person, but when he gets in the studio, something unleashes, man, and he's just like like a lion, a tiger, just he won't let you sit down and record like no something. You get up and feel that energy and damn it, let me he'll throw like a $3,000 guitar against the wall just to show people. He says, I don't give a fuck. You know, it's like
that's what real fucking music is right there.
Exactly, and we feed off of that, man. And when we were recording, I mean, the whole band was just and he captured that energy, and it's so raw, so real.
Hell yeah, man. What are you feeling in Zigzag Stories?
Well, you know, I like to sit back and smoke a little Hootie Mac every once in a while. I've been 4 years sober, and I say sober, and some people try to go against me like Dr. Drew on Loveline. But
yeah, I heard about that, man. Did you just not go on there?
No, it's legitimate because, you know, smoking pot, some people consider it a drug. I don't. It's so mellow. I mean, it's not even as bad as alcohol. And compared to the stuff I was doing, I can say I'm sober in my own mind because I don't do no more heroin. I don't do no more blow, ecstasy, and alcohol, all that stuff. You know, occasional beer, but you know, every now and then I just burn a Hootie Mac, and it's like
burn the ganja.
Yeah, so that's what it's about, Zigzag Stories, you know, and just sitting back, kicking back, and I gotta have me a little Hootie Mac track on the album, you know.
Yeah. Okay. How'd you meet up with the Bloodhound Gang to record Boom in '96?
Yeah, they called me up, man, and it was really amazing because I've never heard of them or anything, and it was like, hey, we want you to do this track with this crazy band out of Philly, and I'm like, really? And, you know, what have I got to lose? So I did it. It came out great. A lot of people didn't even know that was me. They were like, Rob Van Winkle here on this track.
Oh, as soon as I heard that, I was like, holy shit. And then I started listening. I was like, this kicks ass, man.
Yeah, it was amazing how many, I mean, the response that we got off of it was, unbelievable. I didn't even know, you know, it was going to get that big.
I was at your concert in February, and just as soon as you started singing Prozac, everybody just started singing along right with it.
Right. Yeah, it's great to have, you know, people that embrace my new sound because, like I said, when I first released this record, I had no idea what to expect, you know, being me. And so it's amazing to see that I've knocked down so many barriers, you know, and people are embracing the new sound. And I don't mean this in an offensive way, but I really don't care about my old fans, the old school fans.
No shit, man. I seen a couple coming up here tonight. Had one of your shirts on. I said Ice Ice Baby on the back. Had that dumbass picture on the front, man. I'm like, why are you even going to come here?
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean?
They still appreciate me, and they stuck with me, you know, and I understand that. And I do appreciate them. Maybe they grew up listening to Pearl Jam or something, and maybe they can appreciate this, you know. But at the same time, some of them wish I would have done another pop record or something, and it's really unimportant to me. But what's important to me are the people that embrace what I'm doing now, because this is the real me. I'm not a record company whore anymore or a puppet on a string. So it's like the people that are coming out, you know, and they got balls because they'll tell me straight up, you know, they'll say, hey, I really didn't like the old shit, but I really dig what you're doing now. And
well, I'm going to do that right now because it's true for me too, man.
It doesn't offend me in any way or anything like that, you know. In fact, that's what I want. I want people to, you know, focus on what I'm doing now. That's why I tore that shit up on MTV the other day. I want people to focus on what I'm doing now and not the
Fuck MTV.
Crap, you know? Well, my whole thing with this new record is I'm anti-image, anti-everything Vanilla Ice was, man. You know, because I've learned so much from that experience that, you know, it's not about a campaign. It's not about selling out or making a song for radio with the limitations of 3.5 minutes, or better not advocate the use of marijuana, or better not curse in this song. And, you know, none of that stuff was in my mind when we were recording this record, and it wouldn't influence the outcome of this record whatsoever. So I'm not sucking any radio cock, and I'm not really trying to put a campaign behind like a $500,000 video to try to sell the record. I'm basically letting everything revolve around the music. You know, it's not about an image. Don't buy a record because someone dances good. Any of that. Just let, you know, video killed the radio star. It's so true. And I'm just kind of like letting everything come back to where it really belongs, around the music, and forget about everything else around it.
Oh yeah, man. I was gonna ask you, have you ever gotten in the pit yourself before?
Oh yeah, I jump in there every other night. I mean, depends on how wild it is. The other night it was a little bit too wild for me to jump in. What's going on out there? This guy had white power tattooed on his forehead. Yeah, it was scary, man. And
fuck that shit.
I mean, no, he was into the music and everything, but the crowd was really rough. Just, I don't know. I don't want to get tore up in there, but it looked inviting, but kind of refrained.
I was gonna ask you this too, man. Do you feel that fusion music, being hip hop mixed with punk rock, do you feel it's music for the millennium?
You know, it's hard to say because people who say that really have no foundation to stand on by saying that because of the fact that it doesn't outsell hip hop. Hip hop still outsells everything like 10-1. So, you know, with me, it's more of an emotional thing. It's more of a where I really feel. I'm not really trying to sell millions of records or try to do what I did before. In fact, I don't even want that. If it starts to happen, I'll shut it off and go home. I don't want that at all. So I'm not trying to do that. I just want people to maybe be able to relate to where I'm really coming from. And I'd rather play smaller venues and keep it more personal than play in like huge arenas to try to make the most money as you can in one night. It's not about money, man.
Well, I'll tell you now, man, you're humble as hell to sit here and talk to me, man. I really appreciate that, dude.
Right on. I try to keep it on a real level, man. I'm not a rock star, you know, clear a path to the bus, I'm coming through. Forget all that crap, man. That's so unreal, and you're like trying to put yourself above other people. I put myself on the same level, you know, and that way I can get in everybody's head and really find out where I stand, you know, and that's why I was saying earlier, they level with you, man. They got balls, you know, telling me that, you know, you sucked before, but I really like you now. And I'm like, cool, you know, it doesn't offend me at all. I'm just, you know, it makes me feel real, and that's what I want to be anyway, so it's cool.
Definitely. I was going to ask you, how many more albums can we expect from you in the future?
Funny you mention that because I got a new record we're working on with Ross, the same guys, starting in September. Yeah. Yep.
What's this one going to be called? You got a sneak preview?
Yeah, I haven't got a name for it yet at all. We were just putting all the details together with Ross and everything, and we're going to use the same guy, Sonny from Snot, the group called Snot.
He's a real dope guitarist, man.
Yeah, and Scott.
Speaking of Snot, Lynn Straight.
Yeah, he's no longer with them, but Sonny's a great guy, great guitar player. We got Scott Borland going to play the bass from Limp Bizkit.
Oh, yeah.
And let's see, Shannon Larkin, of course, on the drums, same drummer. And Casey Chaos from a group called Amen.
Yeah, Amen's the new, it's got 2 members from Snot in it, is that correct?
That's right, and a lot of those guys, Shannon Larkin actually has been in that band as well, so that's why they didn't come on tour with me, because they're doing their own project with Ross right now.
They're coming on tour with Soulfly in our town pretty soon.
Yeah, they're getting it together. They're just now mixing the record out. It's great. I got a copy here. It's killer. Good record. Amen. But I'd like to get them out there with me on tour too, as well. You know. So.
Yeah, that Coma America song is dope as hell, man.
Yeah. In fact, we do like a little tribute to him at the in the show, like in the beginning in our set. We do a little Coma America thing. You'll see it tonight. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I was going to ask you this too, man. Where'd the art for the album cover come from? It's really dope. Check it out.
Thanks, man. Right on. Yeah, I did that myself on the computer with a guy named Bauda. We did that in a week, man. I used my crest here that I drew up and put the flowers in and everything myself, the roses and everything, because I told him what I was feeling, you know, and I told him I wanted, you know, like nakedness, nudity, and sexual, but at the same time hurt, pain, you know, painful, yeah. So we mixed it together like that, and it really, you know, does the album justice as far as, you know, with the lyrics and everything are coming from.
One more thing, man. After all that shit that happened to you, how did you find the strength to do it again, man, make a new album?
Well, that's why I didn't change my name, you know. A lot of people were like, why don't you just change your name and get away from that? Well, I'm really not running from anything or trying to hide from anything. I'm facing my adversity, so it fueled me, you know. I have ADD and not the type of guy to just sit home and twiddle my thumbs and just take an ass whipping. My hero is Jake LaMotta, the Raging Bull. So he never got knocked down, you know. He got hit with everything. Couldn't even lift his arms. He was so out of, you know, just so noodles. And Sugar Ray Robinson would sit there and just wail on him. And he'd look at him and go, I'm still standing. And that's what I you know, I fuel on that stuff. So face my adversity. That's why I put Too Cold on the record, you know, kind of a remake from Ice Ice Baby to let people know that, you know, this is me.
Without the rag top down and all that.
But this is me, but, you know, this is how I'm coming now. You know, I'll face my adversity, not run from it. And you can either, you know, accept it or not. It's fine with me either way.
That's great. I want to tell you thanks a lot for giving me the interview, bro. It was sweet talking to you. Yeah, man. I can't wait for the show tonight. You got anything else to say to our people in Columbus?
Columbus, just keep it real. from this point on.
This was the Vanilla Ice this is the Vanilla Ice interview in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Peace out. Can you say it again? Started recording again.
Yo, this is Vanilla Ice. I'm chilling out with my homeboy Trey, and let the revolution begin, baby.